Great, today we will be looking at grade 8 and 9, Pythagoras, how to handle and how to go about when calculating an unknown side using the laws of Pythagoras. Firstly, I would like to do an illustration. Most learners struggle with the concept of what is opposite and what is adjacent. So I say if this is your home, if you stay over here, you talk about the neighbor that stays across the road, that will be known as your opposite neighbor. And if you speak of the neighbor that stays next to you, that neighbor is adjacent to you. If your home was over here, then that neighbor will be opposite from you, and this neighbor will be adjacent from you. That relative to your position, a place can be adjacent or opposite. If your position is here, that place is opposite, this place is adjacent. But if you're there, that place is adjacent, this one is opposite. So relative to your position will determine what will be opposite or what will be adjacent. First of all, when we work with Pythagoras, it must have a 90-degree angle. Opposite the 90-degree angle, you will find the longest side in the triangle, and that side is known as the hypotenuse, only in a 90-degree angle. If this is an obtuse angle, that won't be known as the hypotenuse. Only if that is a 90-degree angle, the side opposite it is called the hypotenuse. So, if my position is over here, if I'm standing here at this angle, I can see that that side is loose from where this angle is. This side is attached to the angle. So the side that is attached to the angle is called adjacent, and the side that is loose from the angle is called the opposite side. However, if I stood over there, then this side would have been the adjacent side, and this side would have been the opposite side. So relative to my position, a side will be opposite or adjacent according to where I stand. If I'm standing there, opposite, and this one will be adjacent. So let's quickly look at that. So if you're standing here, that side would be opposite, this one would be adjacent. If you're standing there, opposite, adjacent. Remember the hypotenuse, and then a side is opposite or adjacent relative to your position. If you're there, opposite. If you're there, that would be adjacent side. Let's also briefly look at labeling of a triangle. It's important for you to note that opposite an angle, we would label the side opposite that angle the small letter of the angle's letter. Likewise, opposite A is small a, opposite B is small b, and opposite angle C is small c. Now these triangles are just labeled as angles. It's not labeled as small a or small b or small c. But what I would like you to do here is firstly label all the sides. You may press pause and label all the sides according to what we've just given. Now that you've labeled all the sides, identify the hypotenuse in each triangle. For example, in triangle ABC, the hypotenuse is the side opposite the right angle, so it will be AC. But it will also have another name now, small b. So you will say hypotenuse is equal to AC equal to small b. Right? I trust that you have that now. So you will write that for every one of these triangles, and then you should be well on your way. Now you can list all the opposite sides for the following angles, as well as the adjacent sides for those angles. I trust that you will know now clearly what is opposite, what is adjacent, and what is hypotenuse. So let's see, what does Pythagoras say. Pythagoras says, in a right angle triangle, that's the first thing that must be there. It must be a right angle triangle. It cannot just be any triangle. It must be a right angle triangle. It says that the square on side C is equal to the sum of the squares on the two adjacent sides. The sum of the squares mean the square on A plus the square on B will give me the square on C. We reverse that and we say, in a right angle triangle, the sum of the squares on the two adjacent sides, which is small a and small b, there's a square on each of them, will give me the square on C. So if I take the square on A and I add the square on B to the square on A, in total it will give me the square on C. Let's quickly see how that works. Let's draw a square on side A. And we draw a square on side B. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 by 4 gives me 16 squares. And then a 3 by 3 gives me 9 squares. 16 plus 9 is 25 squares. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 squares. We put that squares on there. So if I want the length of this side, I will find the square root of the number of squares to give me this length. What's the square root of 25? Right, it's 5. So 3 squared plus 4 squared gives me 9 plus 16 is equal to 25. The square root of 25 gives me 5. So 5 is the length of the side. Let's see if we count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's indeed the length of the side. Now I added these two together to give me that one. So if I take this one away and I don't know this side, how will I calculate the length of this side? So I will say the square on the hypotenuse, and remember hypotenuse is opposite the 90 degree, minus the square on one of the adjacent sides will give me the square on the other adjacent side. So 25 minus 16 is 9. So there will be 9 squares on this side. So the length of this side is the square root of 9. So that will give me 3. If I did not have that side's length, I will take this side square minus this side square to give me the square on this side. And to find the length of the side of the square, I find the square root. Remember, it's the same length. So if I find the square root is then 4. At this juncture, you can press pause and calculate the lengths of all the unknown sides. Here we see, we first find the hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is the longest side. So the square on this one minus the square on another one will give me the square on the other side. We clear on that? Best of luck. Trust you will do well in this topic. These are all the answers. If you did not get those answers, recalculate. But firstly, make sure Do I have the hypotenuse? If I have the hypotenuse, I subtract the square on the other side. If I don't have the hypotenuse, I add the squares on the two sides. Best of luck for your future endeavors. Thank you for watching this video. We will certainly see you in the next one. If you like to tell your friends and let us know if you really loved it.